is a place called Pont-sur-Yonne, and I'm crossing the river Yonne. Looks like quite a nice old place. I'll leave the video running so you can have a look. Looks like quite a nice place. I don't think I've ever been here before. Nothing, I haven't seen anything that reminds me anyway. You might be able to hear, I've got quite a blocked nose. I've had it for a couple of days. I wonder whether, as I'm getting older, I'm getting hay fever. In the past I've sometimes had a little bit of a blocked nose, but the last couple of days it's been really blocked, particularly when I'm sleeping, which is annoying. Signs on every crossing, every border crossing, departmental border crossing. Sometimes I'm on little back roads and they don't bother to put them there. Currently on the D950. This place is called St. Fargo. I wonder what those are ahead. I don't think I'm going to go past them, but this is a shame. Towers, I suppose I could just go straight and go past them. This area is this entire route and not isn't taking in places I've been to before. There's no entry. Must be a chateau of some description. See if I can go round it. Left, but it's interesting anyway. If the weather was nicer, I think I'd stop and wander around, but it's only 10 degrees and it's still cloudy, as you can see. France is just so full of these sorts of places where as soon as you get off the main road they just exist and they're just a completely different world. Plenty of parking if I did want to walk around, but as I say, the weather doesn't really tempt me. About to cross the Loire. I meant to think, well, there we are, Concours-sur-Loire, the old Art Deco cinema, and and I can see from the sat-nav the castle walls as well on the right. I can see from the sat-nav that I will soon be crossing the river. I have seen a lot of pollarded trees, but most of them haven't started to grow. Here we have Loire, or rather, I can see it. And in a second, so will you. Sandbanks and what have you, but not at the moment. Nothing but water. You know me, I like a nice suspension bridge. Camping and everything here as well, but I don't think it doesn't look open. Some places are, it does seem like opening from the beginning of March. Most wait until Easter time. Keeps flashing up card error, so I don't actually know how many clips I will have lost and how many you will be able to see. I'll find out. I might stop and put a different SD card in and retire this one if it's the same one that caused problems in when was it? Yeah, December, when I was coming back from Spain. I think I'm back across another river. The canal, the lateral canal of the Loire. And I'm heading, I think, towards Sancerre, the home of my favourite wine. I must have plotted the route that way because I've been through it, but not for many, many years. France has a number of these railway viaducts built right through the middle of towns and cities and villages. They now look picturesque because they're old. I wonder what it was like when this thing was built straight through the middle of this village and then across the Loire. Well, the main part of the village is off to my left. I seem to remember the last time I came through, which was from the east, and I'm really from the north at the moment, I think. And I thought, oh, there must be another Sancerre because I couldn't see any vines. Well, I've seen a few, but if I remember the same last time, once I left the village, all you could see were vines. I don't think, well, I've not seen the village now. The village is on a hill. And it says it's a little town of character, but I didn't see anything of it really. I'm leaving Sancerre now, the actual town. Didn't really see much of it at all. But I think, from memory, the hills this side are all covered in vines, which at the moment will look fairly black, and because they have no leaves, just like the trees here. Scenery. Again, to it, and that was only, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. This is Felletin or Felletin. It's signposted as a proper overnight spot. I thought I'd been here before, but I don't think I have. Don't recognise this one. But as you can see, I'm by far and away not the first person here. Plenty of people here. As I said, this is really busy here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There must be 15 campers here of all ages. Some here, some down there. Big row of them here. Some up the top there. I wonder why. Felletin. It's only 2 degrees, it says at the moment. It rained most of the night, and the forecast is for sleet, and I think I saw some snow on the hills. It wasn't what I was expecting, but worse than that, I've got an error message on the computer for the engine, and I don't know what it means. So when I stop at my friend's later today, it's in Figeac, which is a reasonably big town. I might have to take it to a dealer and see what the problem is. I did think about walking around Felletin, but it was dull and grey when I thought that. The sun's come out, but it is, I say, only 2 degrees. Snow, and judging by a couple of cars that have come the other way, that's a fresh snowfall on those hills. It's not left over from the winter. I suppose that's why there's these snow poles beside the road. Only 550 metres up though, so it's a bit surprising. As I say, I hadn't really expected this. Temperature's now fallen to 0 freezing point, and I don't know what height I am. Let's just double check. The 750 metres, so I suppose is quite high. I've continued to climb. I'm 850 metres up now. Temperature's fallen to -1, but I think the snow's quite slushy, and I don't think the road is icy. It doesn't feel it. It feels quite disorienting when spring feels like it's on its way one day, and then the next day you plunge back into winter. I suppose it is still winter. It's still only the 14th of March, so we've got another week of winter. The snow is still rather magical. just to see it for a day like this is lovely. There we are, just past another boundary into the Correas now. And it's funny because the cruise and the Correas I always think of as being remote, high and cold. Not in the way that the Alps are, but just that it's so remote from the sort of the heavily populated areas of France. And today it's certainly living up to its reputation. And possibly, I'm now over 900 metres, which is, I think, over 3,000 feet. I came this way a few years ago looking for another route north, and I think I found snow, not like this, just the aftermath of a snowfall. I don't want to speak too soon, but I stopped the van and took some photos and started up again, and the engine code's gone away, the warning light's gone off. So hopefully that was just, well, hopefully it won't return. This is a lay-by rather than the road, so I'm hoping this is all tarmac. I'm pretty certain it will be. I thought I might stop somewhere with a view and have a coffee, and I think this could be it. Stopped for a coffee. The cold has frozen my mouth. I've stopped for a coffee, 3,000 feet up. And this is my view. It is true that snow makes almost anywhere look picturesque, doesn't it? This is Mivash, and this area I'm travelling in is called Park of Mivash on Limousin. I presume people live here. There's a few vehicles, but absolutely no people visible. As normal for France, really. When the sun comes out, it doesn't get much better, does it? Absolutely gorgeous. On a dull rainy day, this scenery wouldn't really be anything spectacular at all, but with the dusting of snow, particularly with sunshine, it transforms everywhere. There was a sign for a viewpoint, so I've taken it. I won't go if the roads are covered in snow, but at the moment the tarmac has retained some warmth and the snow hasn't laid on the tarmac, so as long as it stays like this it should be okay, but if it's not, I'll turn around and go back down. Part, as I say, the snow is quite slushy, it doesn't feel slippery. On the right, obscured by the snow, are mountain bike tracks, and there was a sign there that said the height of Correas, so I think this must be the highest part of this department. A couple of people, a couple of cars, a couple of couples have stopped to go walking, but I suppose this is Saturday. So yeah, they will be waking up thinking, oh, let's go for a walk in the snow. And who can blame them? Oh yeah, there's a tower to the left I can see, which I saw on a poster. I'm not very good at those towers anyway. I've got no sense of, I've got a fear of heights. It doesn't really matter because I don't think you see much more than you can see on the road. It's such a lovely view. And now I will go back. Can you see the tower on the left? Anyway, I'm now going to make my way back down to the road. The road I was on. I realise I'm doing rather a lot of filming in the snow, but it is magical. I think in England, it's because it's cold, I suppose, because in England we'd have that sort of snow. It looked pretty for a few minutes in the morning and then all the snow drops off the trees, so it's all slush on the ground and the trees are just looking green. But here, because it is that much colder, the snow has stayed on the trees. Oh yes, that's where I came up. So I'll soon be back where I turned off. That was a very short circuit. There's often places in France where they say viewpoint or panorama or whatever it is, or even a menhir, but they never tell you how far it is from the road, so you don't know whether you're turning off to go for a couple of kilometres to see something or whether it's 20 kilometres away. So I don't usually bother to take the diversion because you just don't know how long it's going to be. And in this one I had no idea how far it was going to be, but it wasn't very far at all. But yeah, just round the corner, almost back on the road I was on. I've been descending for 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Temperature has risen to 2 degrees, and as you can see, all the snow is gone. I can't even remember where this place is, but there's quite a big chateau there on my left. Up, oh no, it's behind now. It's impressive though. No, it's parking there. Maybe I'll just go park in there. Don't know where the parking is, whether it's here in the middle or a bit further on. There was a sign that says camper van emptying point, so I would assume it's a bit further. Here, I think I might have a stroll around that. Take a couple of photos of the castle at the top there. It says no entry. How are you supposed to get there? Aha. 11, a little early for lunch, but maybe I will anyway. Nice view, isn't it? So yeah, I might stop and have a wander round. I hadn't realised this place is one of France's most beautiful villages. It's signposted as being pretty. I don't think I've ever been through here before. I don't know whether to stop and have a wander around. It looks like it might be sunny, doesn't it? So maybe I will. Maybe I'll just pull off here, take the camera and go and have a walk, see what I can see. This current looks very, very strong. Well, if they've had as much rain here as elsewhere, I suppose it's not surprising. was indeed a nice place to walk round. Lovely position on the river as well. And now I think I'm going to drive through it and cross the Jaulnes. I think I may have been the only tourist around. I imagine everyone else isn't local. That beep was the engine alarm coming on again. Pull over in a minute and turn the engine off, start it again and see what happens. I'll do it just here. No, didn't work that time. Here I am over the Jaulnes, which, as you would have seen on the other cameras, is absolutely full to the brim and running very, very fast indeed. Can't remember the name of it now, but I have been here before. I suppose we're still in the lot, aren't we? It's a Bastide town that I've wandered around, probably this time of the year or maybe in the autumn. Can't really see a lot on this road. It's Monday morning. I've had a lovely couple of days with friends here outside Figeac, and now I'm heading to the other side of Cahors to visit my friend Steve, where I visit quite a lot in fact. It's only, well, it says it's now 5 degrees, but it's cold. I mean, I say it's cold, it's 5 degrees cold, but it's dull, it's grey, it's not, well, yesterday I saw lizards, but today winter feels like it's returned again. Pretty little drive away from Paul's house to the Chateau of Bedouin, which is what you saw on the hill. Not a particularly architecturally pretty chateau, but a lovely position on the hill there. I don't know if you see it again from here. No, possibly not. This is the village of Bedouin, and this on the right is a bar where you also get bread. And yesterday morning, went in there, there are just about half a dozen older men from the village. One of them bought us a coffee, one of Paul's neighbours, and we sat there and had a coffee, had a chat with them while we picked up the bread, and this is all 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Very sociable, and everyone that came in was pretty much known by everyone else already in there. And it's a sort of snapshot of what a more communal life it used to be in little villages, and nice to be a part of, even though it's really on the periphery. Funny to see a sign like that on a tiny back road like this. Is there anywhere? No, it's pulled over. There must be somewhere there. That's good. Not a very big road to meet a lorry. Again. Arrived at Steve's, as you saw, and now we're going shopping in a car that he looks after for the owners. Bizarrely, we arrived here by a 1950s traction avant.